Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another homework video. And this is the last weekly homework video for the month of March in 2021. And with me today as co-host, we have the fantastic Casey Watson from Semi-Sane Stitches.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us. And we do have a secret guest back today. Say hello, secret guest.
Hello, everyone.
I'll do my best to not say the secret guest name this time. It is very hard, but I do try. Anyway, remember, if you want to be a secret guest, let me know. But I'm probably going to cut my secret guest down to twice a month now because there's lots of people who don't mind being on camera, so we may as well have two co-hosts. All right, I'll do the drawing first. Now, this is from 2 weeks ago, the last time we had a secret guest. So the secret guests we had 13 people who correctly guessed that it was indeed Carla. I mean, I didn't make it hard. It was a really easy one. So the winner of the raffle ticket is number 10. I'm just going to share my screen so that I'm transparent like I like to be. Number 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Audrey Vorkoper. Audrey, you are the winner of a free raffle entry in the No New Starts raffle. So I'll get that organized for you, and congratulations. So if you're in No New Starts and you'd like to work on who the guest speaker is today, it is a hard one on purpose. You write the name of them down in the comments where I post this photo in No New Starts. For everyone else in the world who doesn't care about No New Starts, you may now start listening. Okay, so we're going to start with the prompts from the Daily 30 this week. Remember, it's a closed group, so you can't join. Sorry about that. But we still like to go through the prompts because there are lots of us in it, and it really helps to get an idea of how we might approach it. And again, we have absolutely no jurisdiction. It's just our ideas. So this week is all about Cadbury. Now, I always thought Cadbury was an Australian chocolate brand, but apparently it's not. Apparently it's British. But I always thought it was Australian. And Australian chocolate, because Cadbury, when they have their factories all over the world, they use local ingredients to make the chocolate. So Australian Cadbury is different to other places because they use the cows from the local area, and the Tasmanian cows are different to different parts of the world. Do you have a Cadbury factory over in your part of the world, Casey?
I'm not sure. I think we used to.
But
I'm one of the few people that isn't a fan of Cadbury chocolate. So,
okay. Well, there you go. But yeah, I think you might use our one. That's okay. All right. This week is you can do, well, there's a couple of different figures, but 200 or 300 stitches is the general rule. And after the 200 and 300 stitches, it's 2 or 3 tokens. So number one, in 1824, John Cadbury opened a shop in Birmingham, England, where he sold, among other goods, cocoa and drinking chocolate he ground by hand. And the beverage was initially marketed as a health drink and was often served with lentils or barley mixed in. Stitch on a piece that has something healthy in the design. So Casey, you get to be first, and we'll make guest speaker go last. Have you got anything healthy?
I'm looking at my little rack and I'm going, I don't think I'd actually stitch on stuff that's healthy.
Yeah, it's hard to sort of think healthy, but I've got a few ideas, but I'll let you talk first.
Oh, I could start. Where is it? This is what happens when you're not organized. You lose stuff.
Casey's totally, we're doing this very organic. What you see is what you get. We're thinking on the run.
And Casey is always a mess.
And yet she manages to keep these crazy events happening in Semi-sane.
I have so many pieces of paper for that. It's not funny.
Maybe while you're looking, guest speaker, we'll let you jump in. Have you got something prepared for that?
Yes, I do. Okay, if I can share my screen.
Make sure you speak loudly, guest speaker, please.
Sorry, I just gotta up.
Both thinking and looking. All right. Well, while they're thinking and looking, I'll show you mine because mine's ready. I actually know what I'm doing for this one. I'm going to work on my Easter house trio because despite it having lots of Easter eggs in it, it does have carrots down here in the bunnies one. So I'm going to stitch on that for my Easter house trio, and that will be fit the bill quite nicely. All right, Casey, you found something?
I can't find it, but it will be a new start, and it's a kitchen one, and it's got a list of different pastas.
Nice.
And I put it in my drawers, and it's not in there, so
now you're gonna have to find it before you can start it.
Magically disappeared.
Casey's not in no new starts, just in case anyone cares.
Casey does not have the willpower for that.
No, but that's okay. All right, guest speaker, you got anything?
I'm going to work on this. Is an Etsy design and it has pumpkins.
Oh, nice. Yes. Welcome Halloween. Well, pumpkins are healthy, so that's good.
Yeah.
All right. The next one, in 1923, they debuted a cream-filled chocolate egg, but it wasn't until 1971 that the Cadbury cream egg we know today, with its white and yellow fondant center, became an official part of the lineup. That's actually my favorite chocolate ever. Put stitches into a whip that has something inside of something else in the design. Something inside something else.
I actually know one for this.
Oh, that's good.
When I think out, I just have to find a picture.
All right. Well, while you're looking, I'll jump in because I know what I'm doing for this one. I'm doing my gingerbread manor, which is a Haid piece, because when I build a gingerbread house, I stuff it full of lollies as well. I don't know if anyone else does. So yeah, there's lots of lollies, and then there's also some of these lollies are the type that have got other lollies and things inside them. So hopefully that would work.
Wonderful.
And I forgot to say, this one actually reminds me of healthy too, because the sunshine. Now, I don't know if that's pushing it too much, but something healthy doesn't say it has to be a healthy food. It just says something healthy.
Very true.
Either of you find your healthy thing, your thing inside of healthy?
I will be doing for this one Tutankhamun's circle, because there are pictures in the circles in the border.
There is.
So it's an item and an item and an item.
Nice. Oh, that's definitely, yeah. And I mean, lots of those ones, I think, where you've got the borders and the outlines and then things slotting inside of that, I would think works. Guest speaker, you got anything?
I'm going to do by Paddock Lane Designs. And we have a present down here. And there's always something in a present box.
Yeah, and you know what else that would fit for? Because the design is that you stitch those little animals and things separately, and then you pin them over the numbers because it's an advent calendar. That's sort of like there's something in something else, because you know you're going to end up with a koala inside the box 16.
Yeah, true.
So different way of looking at it. All right. Cadbury first adopted its signature purple packaging in 1914 as a tribute to Queen Victoria's favourite colour. Nestle used similar shades of purple in their Wonka line. Put stitches into a piece using purple floss. So you must use purple floss. And this one's only 100 stitches for 3 tokens.
I can do this one too.
Yeah, what do you got?
But I'll be doing my pandemic.
Ah, look at that.
Ah,
Just jump
nice.
to my purple section. What
Yep.
are the 2 purples?
And you'll be able to finish off that diagonal pretty much with those purples.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That one does not get enough love.
My one is this one, which is All Hallows Eve by Joan Elliott, because I'm not stitching it in black. As you can see over here, I'm stitching it in purple. So I'm using Silks for You purple floss. So that one's very easy to do. in purple.
Yep.
What about you, guest speaker?
Going to look familiar. I'll do this because I have the numbers here.
Oh, yes, the numbers in purple. That's good. All right. Next, the products are made from milk, sugar, cocoa, blah, blah, blah. Then the US chocolate also includes some other things and lists sugar as the #1 ingredient. Finding the real stuff in the US is next to impossible since Hershey forced a ban on British Cadbury imports in 2015. So stitch on a whip that has something fake in the design, meaning something that does not exist in the real world. So something that does not exist in the real world. Gosh, there's so many things you could do for that.
I will do for that one my mini vampire dragon thing.
Yep.
Because as much as I wish they were real, neither vampires nor dragons are real.
Well, or are they?
If they were, I'd be very happy. Imagine all the stitching you could get done if you were a vampire.
Yes, that's true. All those daylight hours that you could stitch away to your heart's content. Just looking for my picture. I know what the piece is. I have a feeling you might have the same piece, secret guest. I'm going to work on my Once Upon a Fairy Tale page because, for starters, there are dragons and witches and magic and a whole bunch of different things. So I think there's plenty there to fulfill that brief. Is that what you were going to use for that one, guest speaker?
I was contemplating that one. Or again, I had the witches and Frankenstein and
Yep.
ghosts, vampires.
Yeah, so a lot of the Halloweeny creatures would probably fit into that. I don't know what else you could find fake, but it doesn't have to be Halloween creatures. You think of anything else fake that you would stitch?
Well, it depends on how you take it, because if you could get away with it, you could stitch on something fake, like a fake leaf or something like that.
I don't know.
But I don't know if they'd accept it.
No.
No.
I was thinking if you were stitching on a portrait like Mona Lisa or something, you could say you were making a fake Mona Lisa.
And things like mermaids.
Well, I was also thinking, things like mermaids. I mean, they're the sorts of easy ones, but I don't know if they'd accept it, but something like, I'm trying to find it, like this one. This is my Disney gallery. Now that's a fake art gallery. It doesn't actually exist. And it's got a whole bunch of fake characters around it. So they exist as characters, but not real people.
What about Santa?
Yeah, Santa. Maybe, depending on your opinion.
Yep.
And how old you
Depending on if little kids are around.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, Jack Frost.
Yeah.
So I think you could pick a whole bunch of different things that are in the fabling area. Now the dogs are coming. Okay, and then the last thing is the most valuable chocolate bar in the world is a 100-year-old Cadbury's chocolate bar, which went on Captain Robert Scott's first discovery expedition to the Antarctic in 1901 to 1904. It was sold in 2001 for $687. Put stitches into one of your pieces you hope will be your chocolate bar 100 years from now.
Well, with how things are going, this might end up costing me that amount. It's my Guardian from Hayek.
Yep.
Because of the Krennic shortage, it's very hard to find the Krennic for it.
It is, that's true.
But yeah, once it's done, it's going to be very, very, very beautiful, and hopefully it will be as valuable to someone further down the track.
Yes, I mean, there's so many projects that we work on that could be valuable to someone down the track. But is it a piece that you think is going to appreciate in value, or is it a piece that you think is going to be worth something? Or is it just a piece that's taking you so long to do? So there's different ways I think you could look at that.
Yeah.
I decided mine will be my Once Upon a Fairy Tale by Abras Arts, because it's this, 6 foot long piece of a beautiful village. What about you, secret guest?
Once Upon a Fairy Tale, because it is going to take me a long time to do, even. But yeah,
No, that's good.
down the track.
Awesome. And then you've got your 5 days of your daily 30. And with any of those challenges, you can double them up again if you want, but you just got to do a different piece to double those up and get double the tokens. Okay. Second, we have got School of Magical Stitches. We're actually filming this. They got it up early today, so we can fit it in, which is great. So what's happening in that, Casey?
Okay, I've just got to scroll past all the writing because there is a lot of writing.
A really good storytelling, but yes, we just want to get to the crunch.
Yeah, lots of storytelling, which is amazing, but I'm not reading it all. Yeah. So over the next 3 days, you will need to work on your miracle chart. To do this, you'll need to stitch 200 stitches on your miracle chart. This is that one chart you wanted to for so long and now finally able to stitch it. Some may even call it your unicorn chart. If you are still waiting on your miracle chart, put 200 stitches on your oldest whip. And this one only goes for 3 days.
Yeah, so it's just one prompt this week because it's a short week. So it closes at midnight on Wednesday. All right, my miracle piece is actually that fairy tale village. I waited a long time for that, so that would be my miracle piece to do. What about you, guest speaker?
Mine would be the one that I looked at for a long time and
Sorry, can't hear you. Now can't hear you at all.
Hi. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Mine will be the one that I looked at for a long time and finally decided to start it this year. And that's by Memorabilia.
Mm-hmm. Lovely. A miraculous mermaid or lady on the rock. She's not really a mermaid, she's got a leg, hasn't she?
Yeah.
What about you, Casey?
I'll work on my oldest whip, which is Guardian.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I have my miracle chart, but I haven't started it yet.
Right. What is your miracle chart?
Fabric. My miracle chart is, I don't even have a picture of it.
I'm throwing a spanner at you.
It is, I can't remember her name.
Oh,
She's
no.
Christmas Fairy by Bella Filipina.
Okay.
With
Nice.
the big giant star in the background.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh, well, that'll be good when you look forward to that when you start it. All right, so that covers magical stitches. So that should be quite easy to double dip across maybe. And then the next one we've got is the Crystal Academy. We're finishing up the field trip that we've been on, and we're heading now into learning back to normal classes to learn some spells. And again, you only have to do one of these 3 to earn the spell, but obviously it helps your team out the more you can do. And you can only do them twice before you start losing points. So really you just want to share the workload between the whole dorm. So the first one is Fikopaja. A whip with something sharp in the design. Sharp. So I'm trying to think.
My vampire dragon link because they both have sharp fangs.
Well, I think that would work. Yes, definitely. I'm trying to think about double dipping too. So things that I've got, something sharp. You got anything coming to mind, secret guest?
Well, if we go for sharp as in teeth, I would have this. some sharp teeth in those wolves, or the rocks could be sharp.
Yes, you got two there. The rocks would be a good one to be sharp. When I was thinking of sharp, I was instantly thinking swords, knives. I'm fairly literal, but I'm scrolling through my pieces and thinking about I don't have a lot of plans, but my sort of plans for this month is dictated a little bit by the No New Starts event that's coming up that I'll talk about in a minute. But also I would like to try and stitch on things that I haven't necessarily touched, this year. So I'm not quite sure. I think I'm going to have to be really boring and work on my big red ship of life because of the spears and fishing poles and things that are in that, because I'm very literal. But I know that that's going to come in handy with something else. So that's what I think I'd do. A second one is a whip that you've been working on for over 2 years.
Guardian.
She's easy, she's got it done.
We're coming up to 4 years on it now.
What about you, secret guest?
I don't have one that's been over 2 years. I've got one that's a year and a half, but not 2 years.
Right. Well, I guess you could probably stitch on that and pretend it was 2 years. Did I just say that?
It goes close enough too, isn't
Well, it's the
it?
closest you have.
So that would be Cade.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's a good one. I love that one. So it looks like a Harry Potter.
It does.
Well, thinking about the fact that this is crystal and therefore I can double dip across, I could work on my numbers, which is my oldest whip. So I could work on that one, get some more work done on that one, my number sampler by all our yesteryears. And I have to admit, I looked for it because I was going to try and get a stock picture to put up. I mean, I do have the cover, but I just have to bother to take a photo. And I can't find it anywhere anymore, so it must be out of print, which is quite cool to think that I'm working on something that's old enough it's out of print. Okay, the next one. I groaned when I saw this. Stitch in blue or purple thread.
Pandemic.
Did I just do 801 stitches in purple thread yesterday?
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Got anything with water in it? You could do blues.
That's true, definitely. I've got something. This is a piece I haven't worked on for a while. This doesn't show you the piece, but would you call that thread blue and purple? It's like a variegated blue through to purple. Goes from
Yeah.
turquoise through to purple. So that one is my Big Toe Beatitudes. So maybe, because I don't know if I want to keep working on the piece I worked on yesterday, I can do that Beatitudes instead.
Yeah.
What about you?
I have blue. Right there, there's lots of blue there.
Oh, there's plenty of blue. Now, next spell is Technomancy, Ignatia. Something that can be created from clay.
From clay.
From clay. I'm thinking, again, I'm very literal. I'm thinking the pots in the pandemic sampler. You know, old-fashioned style pottery is clay. But you could also make like little figurines of animals out of clay.
Yes. I'd probably go my Tutankhamun circle because busts of Tutankhamun and other pharaohs were made from clay.
Mm-hmm. Yep, definitely. Anything for you, guest speaker?
Flower pots can be made from clay.
They can, yes, definitely. Well, there you go. Well, there's a couple of ideas what a cute fox that is. All right, a pattern with a beaver, coyote, possum, or rabbit in the design, as many Native American myths have those animals stealing fire for humans. So a beaver, coyote, possum, or rabbit.
I don't have anything. I was just studying pandemic to see if there are rabbits in it, but no.
No. I've got a few choices. So I can double dip with my Easter house trio, because remember I said there was carrots? Well, with the carrots are the bunnies, they're rabbits. But also one that lots of people have would be Anzac. And there is a bunny sitting on the back of the sheep here. So Anzac by Long Log, yet again, would fit into a prompt. Anything from you, guest speaker?
No, I don't have anything either.
Okay. And then the last prompt is to stitch in red, orange, or yellow thread.
Pandemic again for me.
Yes, that will do it. Red, orange, or yellow. Ooh. I mean, I have lots of things with those colours. It's just whether I'm near those colours at the moment. See, I'm not making you dizzy today going through these. I think I could always do my my big red ship of life and work, just do the colours. Like that's the purpose of that piece, to work on colours. So I could just do that and get it done. Or this one has got a nice big red post box and some red maple leaves that I could do, plus yellow and orange in an envelope. So maybe I could do some more work on my postcards, but again, that's one I've worked on recently and I wanted to try and get the ones done I haven't touched. Anything from you, guest speaker?
I've got the advent calendar again. There's lots of red still to stitch on it.
Oh, you'll get lots done on that. So that's what we've got happening in the Crystal Academy. And as usual, 2 weeks to do those stitches. I think it's 200 stitches on each, but you need to try and knock them out in the first week, because then the next week rolls around and life just gets busy. Okay. What's happening? Anything happening in Semi-sane at the moment, or coming that you would like to give us a sneak peek on, Casey?
Sorry, I jumped, my front door just opened.
Oh.
Well, we've got the new month starting soon. We've got some new events coming up in it. So we've got ones like Thread Stash, which if you're in Semi-sane for last year for our toilet paper game, it's very similar to that, which should be a lot of fun.
So what
and
do you do?
Basically, you stitch. If you stitch more than another person, then you get to steal one of these games for free. But if other people,
that was a toilet paper game last year.
Yours.
Yes. Okay. Do we nominate who we're stealing?
You can steal from whoever you want.
Cool. So we run around stealing their threads. Okay.
Pretty much. And we've also, that's Thread Stash. We've also got coming up halfway through next month, but an event I'm looking forward to, Evil Has Its Place.
Evil has its place.
On anything with a villain in it.
Okay.
We're going to be celebrating the villains and bad guys.
Okay, a villain. Whew. Would you count a dragon as a villain? What does
I count dragons as everything. So.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be a known villain, just a villainous creature or something. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
And another one we have saying on the 1st is one called Go Stitch.
Go Stitch, like go fish.
Stitch. we enjoy our board game themed events.
It's great. We
It's
enjoy
fun.
doing them.
So this one is every day a wheel will be spun and got all the different letters on it. Once the letter is spun, then you work on a whip that starts with that letter and you do 200 stitches. If you don't have a whip that starts with the letter that's been spun, you say go stitch, and you can work on a whip of your choice and do 400 stitches.
Oh, wow. Okay, that might help me get through some of my other ones.
So it's just another fun little different game to.
Well,
Do-
200 or 400 stitches is a good amount, so that's good.
Yeah, and also you can do it if you're non-counting. You just put non-counting at the beginning of your post and
Do your
just
time.
play along.
Great. All right. We still got whip days or anything like that happening this month?
Yes, Whip Days is happening this month, and we've got our focus challenge again. We've got scavenger hunt back on.
Oh, so how's scavenger hunt work?
What happens is an admin will put up somewhere in Semi-sane or one of its side groups or an event, and one of their pictures will be a hidden letter or might be a number or a symbol, and people need to message Karen or Amanda, and the first ones that get it right and do their task that she gives them, they get an entry, I think it is.
Mm-hmm. So it's a real scavenger hunt. It's find the letter or the number hidden around the group.
It is. And if you don't manage to find the letter or number, Karen is doing so many stitches later on in the month once all the letters have been found.
Cool. Well, that's a fun one just to play if you want to play a game.
Yeah, it's just a little something extra. And we also have Choose My Whip again this month coming up.
Wow, you guys have
It's
a
a
lot
busy
happening.
month.
And Alphabet. Alphabet.
Yes, and Alphabet, because that's a year long, not a.
So are you playing Alphabet, Casey?
I'm not actually doing any semi-sane events at the moment.
Okay, that's all right. You don't have to do them all. You organise some of them. So
pretty much, sometimes I'll join in, but most of the time it's like, I help create it. I don't want to play it.
fair enough. You want to just laugh at everyone playing it.
Oh yeah.
What about you, guest speaker? Have you got an Alphabet piece?
No, I don't.
No. Okay, well, there you go. We don't need to show any of them this time. And we know what mine is. And I'm heading to letter G.
Oh, you're getting closer.
So is that all the semi-sane?
That is all for semi-sane this month.
Awesome. Great.
And we will have a new password soon.
Oh, yeah, for the new month, for the
Yes.
focus piece. Yep, awesome. Well, it's a lot to do, but fun. And as with anything, you can do as few as you like or as many as you like. It depends on how much you want your semi-insane to be.
Exactly.
There's no semi in the admins in semi-sane.
Oh no, there's no semi. We're
There's
all
in.
completely insane.
There's just in, yes. But we enjoy that. Okay, we've also got no new starts. There's a couple of things happening this week with no new starts. Natalie and I actually did an admin video. So if you want really good detail, just get onto the site and look for that announcement. But two things happening this week is you need to be, if you're in the main challenge of no new starts, you must post your update photos to show your progress. There's no set requirement, but just what progress you've done, show, and you never know what's going to happen with that. But if you don't show progress by it's the 18th of April. Weird date, don't know why we picked that, but anyway, that's the date we picked. We're going to start looking at the end of the month, and by the 18th of April, if you haven't got progress, then you're going to be erased from the main competition. So make sure, that gives you 2 weeks to really get it in there, but try and get started on it, because if we can see some progress, we can tick you off, and then we can just go back and look for specific things. Secondly, it's our weekend of our fun game, which is the Whip Riff Off that Natalie is running, and based on Pitch Perfect, where you basically got to make your whiffs riff off each other with a topic. It's sort of a bit like it's morphed into like your dominoes, Casey, that you guys have, but it's more thematic. So you got to think of the themes. And she's got these bonus words that if you stitch on something that has that bonus word and they're tricky, I only have 6 of them out of like about 20. And that says a lot with the number of whips I have. Like one of the bonus words is a syringe. So if you have a whip that has a syringe on it, you'll get a bonus something. Do you have one, Casey? No, I thought you were grabbing your syringe. Anyway, if you want to know all the details about that, check out the video from Natalie and I. But it starts happening this Thursday and goes until the Sunday after. So it's 10 days of fun and frivolity there too, and 200 stitches a pop for that too. So awesome. All right, so that then leaves us with Supernatural. Now, Supernatural is one, remember, where you can do as many or as little as you want, and it helps you with this stash. So I never do all of them, and I don't try and double dip across the prompts here, because I like to use whatever I'm already stitching and then see what one I can make it fit. So if any of these jump out to you, Casey or guest speaker, then tell us, otherwise you can pass and we'll move right along. We're up to Series 4, Episode 5, Monster Movie.
Oh, good episode.
No, I take it back. That's where we were last week. I do this every week. We're up to Season 4, Episode 6, Yellow Fever. We just done the monster movie. All right. The cute little dog with a bow on its head and the cat in the locker which terrified Dean. Stitch on a project that has a cat and or dog.
Easy peasy.
Yep.
Where is it? I have a cat and a dog.
Oh, yes.
And a dog. There
And
they
a
are.
fox.
And a fox.
Oh, look
That is
at that kitty.
cute.
He looks like my kitty. Well, that's pretty cool. You got any cats or dogs?
Not in my current rotation. Pandemic has animal looking things, but I'm not sure what they are enough to say it's this or that.
Okay, well, I don't know about Pandemic, but Anzac has a dog in it, if you're doing long dog Anzac. I would do this one because I'm destined to work on this again. I can tell there's little cats in the corners. So it looks like I could do purple on here and double dip with that one. Okay, then we've got hand sanitizer addicted sheriff was teammates with the victim. Stitch on a sports related project.
No.
No.
Would you accept this one? Because yachting and fishing, particularly yachting, could be sport, couldn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I could double dip that one. That would be pretty cool. Pursuing due diligence, boys interview Frank's neighbor who has a collection of reptiles and arachnids as pets. Stitch on a project that has reptiles extant or extinct. I'm not sure what extant means, but any reptiles, I guess that's that exist or don't exist.
I would do my vampire dragon there because of my dragon.
Dragon being a reptile. Anything for you, guest speaker?
No.
I would have to do my Anzac because there's so many reptiles in there. Anzac's so good. All right. Even though he doesn't want to be a clue, Dean exhibits signs of the ghost sickness. Stitch, and including a fear of the 4th floor hotel room. Stitch on the 4th whip in your whip album. So they make you have a whip album. Now, I haven't actually made my whip album in there. And I honestly don't know if my whip album goes down or across because it's different. But my fourth piece, I think, would be Once Upon a Fairy Tale looking. Oh, I'm looking at it, not sharing it with you. Sorry, I'm very bad. I don't know if my whip album goes across or down. So I would say my 4th one is Once Upon a Fairy Tale, which would be double dipping with those other stitches I was doing. You would have a whip album, guest speaker. What would be, here's a clue. What's the 4th piece in your whip album? put her on the spot. Are you there?
Okay, that is the Doreen Jones Garden Cell.
Okay, there you go. That's enough. We don't need to see
Okay.
it. That's fine. It's a big hint.
It
All
is.
right. Stitch on a project with a title that starts with the letter in Eye of the Tiger. Now, we don't need to go through that, but I'm sure that's easy to find. Sam's detective work takes them to the lumber mill. He goes back and man the flashlight. Stitch on a project that includes a light source. Anything come to mind for a light source?
My Tutankhamun circle has the sun and moon in it,
Mm-hmm.
so that'd be classed.
Yes, I mean the sun and moon is a good light source. My All Hallows Eve, but I don't want to double that up, has a moon in it. I'm just looking for the picture because, like I mentioned before, I could double up this one because of that great big sun in the corner of my gingerbread manor. So that would be good. Anything from you, guest?
I could double up with this because there's a moon.
Yep. So you could double that up. And that's the whole point. We double them up so we don't do the same stitches. We just do the stitches and post them in different groups. That's what I like. And that's what I do with the supernatural. Means I've always got a purpose, but I can always post it in there. All right. The next one is work on a full coverage piece, which some people consider crazy.
Oh, I could do either mini vampire, dragonling, or guardian.
Exactly. So whatever I haven't already picked on. And guest speaker, I'm going to guess you could do that hat.
I could, or Once Upon a Fairy Tale.
True. So the next one, stitch on a piece that features children.
Children.
My vampire dragonling, she looks childlike, so she could
Yes.
be a child.
Ooh. I think I would have to go with one I haven't touched this year, Raspberry Homecoming, because I feel like there's children picking berries with their parents. So I would probably work on that one. Anything?
I have my daily 30 piece. There's a little girl there picking flowers.
Yep, lovely. That's beautiful. All right, the next one is stitch on a piece that features Oriental references or is Oriental in style.
The one time I don't have my chatelaine in my rotation.
Is this your chatelaine? Hold on. Is that your chatelaine?
Yes.
Chinese garden mandala.
I'm just working on the center panel at the moment though, but
Yes, me too. Oh no, I'm just out of the center panel into the edges. Yeah. So you can see that. So yeah, but I'm not going to work on my chatelaine, just saying. I just don't, I'm not feeling it just yet. I'll get there. I don't know why I'm so scared of it. But I have my samurai, there he is, my samurai guy. So I might do some work on him because he's definitely Oriental.
I don't have anything.
Okay. Stitch on a project that has a pretty lady as its focus.
Andromeda.
That would work. I'm actually going to focus on a piece that I already know I'm going to be doing for my riff off, and that is Miss Christmas Eve, because she is wearing a green dress. I know it has a red bodice, but it's mostly a green dress. So one of the clues is a green dress. So I'm going to, double her up for that, which will be good. Any ladies for you, Casey?
Two of mine have ladies, but I'd have to say mini vampire dragonling because she's more of the focus in it.
Yep. Oh, stitch on a project that calls for Mill Hill beads.
Nothing.
Nothing, she says. Well,
Not in this lot.
I just showed you my Miss Christmas Eve. I mean, any of them, most of the Mirabilias and the Noras.
Yeah.
Or I'm not going to do it, but I could do my herb garden. buttons and beads. The whole
Yeah.
point is to use Mill Hill beads. You got any of those, guest speaker?
Again, that would be Andromeda.
Yep. Last one, stitch on a project that features something exploding or broken. I don't think I actually have anything for that.
The closest I could get would be the Guardian saying that her dress is broken because it's all ripped and torn.
Well, that would be broken, yeah. Yep.
But yeah, that's as much as I could do.
Whew.
Or
This is-
pandemic because the whole world is broken.
Maybe that's pushing it a bit far. You reckon skeletons would be broken
Maybe.
people? I don't know. Doesn't matter. I mean, I don't have to do every prompt, and so far I've filled every other one up. So it's just to work on my stash.
Mm.
All right. Anything broken from you, guest speaker? Your grumpy hat could be broken. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it. Us done for the week. So thank you for joining us. Hopefully we've been able to give you a few pointers and a few hints. We look forward to joining you. There'll be potentially 2 videos coming out because there'll be a start of the month one. So we got Casey here just to sneak early to jump in and give us some tidbits on that. So thank you so much, Casey.
No
and
problem.
have a guess at the guest speaker and see if you can work out who it is. All right. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.